Hello everybody and welcome to a new video. Today we are finally going back to some mini games in the arcade. So as always, let's dive right in. And now you can see and maybe guess. Oh, that is obnoxiously loud. Hold on. We're playing Pac Man! Woo! Did not mean to get that one. Let's do this. This is still kind of obnoxiously loud. Yeah, I made the thing too long, but that was because I can, you know? Like, why not, you know? Dang it. Okay. I was not paying attention to the timer. Yeah, that goes on for too long too, but you know. This guy. Let's see, is there any more down here, or did I get everything? Okay. Go for the main ones. You win! You got a high score. Alright, a new high score. Enter a name on the leaderboard. Why can't I find a U? There we go. That took way too long to beat. Alright, and then that's just gonna forever loop because I've not gotten any further than that. But this isn't about the story. This is about Pac Man. Alright. This took me a while to figure out, and I kept, because these are all just a copy-pasted event, and I kept copy-pasting it before the event was ready. I thought it was ready, mind you, but I kept doing it before the event was ready. And, so I kept having to go through and delete everything over and over again. So really, this isn't as complicated as it looks. So, let me just show you one of the polyps. It increases the score by 10. Then it increases the number of baubles by 1. Plays a sound and erases the event. It makes it go away. And all of these do the same. There's a total of 188 of these. So I have that. This is the number of baubles. When you do that, the game is over. There's no more baubles to collect. You win. If your score that you got is higher than the high score, then you get a new high score. Then the high score changes to your score. If not, it tells you what it is and tells you to try again next time. Then it turns start switch off, stops the timer if it happens to be running, sets the baubles down to 0, and transfers the player to the arcade. This is what happens if you trigger one of these guys. So these are the ones that turn the game around, so you're hunting the ghost instead of the ghost hunting you. It turns the switch fight them on, plays a sound, and starts a timer. This is once fight them is on. This is what happens when the timer gets to 0. And it just turns the switch off and they go back to hunting you. Simple enough. Oh, another thing of note, these are transparent and below characters. That is the only way to get the ghost to walk on them in MZ. And then this is what happens if your life hits 0. You get a game over, and it goes through all of this, which is just the same stuff as if you win the game. This one plays at the start. It gives you through lives and turns the start event on. There is this guy down in the corner that I hid down here. You'll notice that when you're playing the game, there are 3 hearts down in the corner. This is controlled by this event. It's hard to see because they're white. It shows up better in game. But that's when you have 3 hearts, and this is when you have no hearts. So depending on what the life is set to, once the game starts, it'll display those hearts. In the bottom left corner of your map, this is so the player can't walk into this segment. If a player touches it, they step 1 step backwards. Remember, this one is also set to through. Very important. These guys are all the same, they're just different speeds. So I'm just going to walk through one of them. Alright, start this event with absolutely nothing happening. Great. Then once start turns on, it approaches the player at any speed and frequency you wish. And then the trigger needs to be event touch, not player touch. And then when it touches the player, a common event happens. That common event is this one, where it turns the switches off, transfers player to right here, subtracts a life, and then if you're under 0, it does game over, and then the game over event over here plays, and then it turns start back on. So by turning start off, it freezes all of the monsters. They won't continue to follow you. This is what happens when Fight Them is on. They turn to the crystals, and then if you touch them, again, set to event touch, because that works if they accidentally touch you. Flash the screen. This is, so every time you get a ghost in Pac Man, it doubles the amount of points you get. So, Ghost Scott is the number of times you touch them. Then you set the multiplier to 200. It's important to reset this each time. Then you times the multiplier by the number of ghosts got. So say you've gotten ghosts twice, then it would be 200 times 2, which would be 400. And then it adds the multiplier to the score and ends. And then these guys are just the same with just different colors and speeds. So yeah, that is how you get Pac Man in RPG Maker. I suggest using a less obnoxious sound, because you'll see now down in the corner, I have 2 hearts instead of 3. But yeah, anyways. That's making a lot of noise, so I'm going to exit that now. But yeah, mini games are now kind of back. I'm now, since the tutorial is finished, I'm going to turn my focus back onto the arcade and mini games. If you guys have any classic arcade games that you played growing up or you play now and you just really like, leave them down in the comments below and I will try and recreate them here. So yeah, I hope you all enjoy and I will see you in the next video. Bye bye!